Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to a report by Sing Tao, the Iranian-Persian Gulf Strait Authority has announced new regulations for vessels transiting the strategic Strait of Hormuz. Effective immediately, all transit ships are required to submit a crossing application through the official website or designated email at least 48 hours prior to their arrival. Under the new rules, vessels must strictly adhere to routes and schedules designated by Iranian authorities to ensure safety and avoid naval mines still present in some areas. The measure follows a bilateral memorandum of understanding reached between the United States and Iran on June 17th, which immediately lifted the U.S. maritime blockade on Iran. In exchange, Iran has implemented a 60-day temporary waiver on security, environmental, and insurance fees for transiting merchant ships, with the Iranian government absorbing all transit costs during this period to ensure safe and free passage between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. According to a report by Lianhe Zhaobao, Egypt and Pakistan have announced that mediators for the conflict between Iran and the United States will convene for talks in Egypt on Sunday, June 24th. The mediating group includes representatives from Pakistan, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey. The foreign ministers of these four nations plan to discuss regional developments and exchange views on matters concerning peace, security, and stability. While the meeting was initially set for the resort town of El Alamein, the venue has been shifted to Cairo. This announcement comes immediately after the postponement of direct U.S.-Iran talks that were scheduled to take place in Switzerland. According to Pakistani officials, the Swiss talks were delayed due to the arrival of Muharram, the first month of the Islamic calendar. Additional factors, such as ongoing Israeli attacks in southern Lebanon and U.S. logistical challenges, also contributed to the suspension of the Swiss meetings. Despite these setbacks, the four mediating nations remain actively engaged in diplomatic efforts to de-escalate the regional crisis and facilitate dialogue between Washington and Tehran. Al Jazeera reports that Russia has launched a fresh wave of strikes across Ukraine, killing 3 people, including an 8-year-old girl in the central Dnipropetrovsk region. This escalation comes just one day after Ukraine carried out its largest ever drone attack on Moscow, which killed an 8-year-old girl and ignited a massive fire at a major oil refinery. Following the Ukrainian strike, the Kremlin vowed to continue its military actions, with spokesperson Dmitry Peskov stating that Russian air defenses performed well, but that retaliation strikes would persist. According to Ukrainian officials, Russia launched 90 drones over a 24-hour period, targeting areas including Odessa and Kramatorsk, and striking civilian vessels in the Black Sea. Concurrently, the Ukrainian military targeted railway bridges in Russian-occupied Crimea to disrupt Moscow's supply lines. Both nations have intensified their attacks in recent weeks as international diplomatic efforts to resolve the 4-year conflict remain frozen. According to UPI, 2 men have been sentenced to prison in the United Kingdom for carrying out arson attacks on a vehicle and properties previously linked to British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Ukrainian national Roman Lavrinovich, 22, was sentenced to 7 years in prison, while 27-year-old Stanislav Karpuk of Romania received a 2-year sentence. A third suspect, also from Ukraine, was acquitted during the trial. The court heard that the perpetrators were recruited via the Telegram messaging app by an anonymous Russian-speaking individual using the alias L Money. Lavrinovich was offered financial compensation to set the fires, record the acts, and seek television broadcast coverage. The targeted properties included a vehicle once owned by Starmer, a London property he formerly managed, and his former residence in Kentish Town, which was occupied by his sister-in-law's family at the time. During sentencing, the presiding judge described Lavrinovich as a useful idiot who acted as a pawn for an unknown cause, showing utter recklessness for human life. The defense maintained that Lavrinovich was gullible, naive, and unaware of Starmer's identity when he agreed to the crime. According to CBS News, British actress Emaa Hussen, 34, has been charged in Australia for allegedly attempting to smuggle 700 pounds of methamphetamine into the country from West Africa. Hussen, who previously had minor roles in the 2013 action movie Redemption and a UK television spin-off, appeared in a Sydney court following her arrest. Australian Federal Police revealed that the illicit drugs, valued at approximately $208 million, were hidden inside shipping containers containing bags of charcoal sent from Ghana. Authorities state the seizure successfully prevented over 3 million drug deals from reaching Australian streets. The investigation began in April after border officials detected a suspicious crystallized substance in the containers at Sydney's Port Botany. Police monitoring the shipment observed Hussen helping several men unpack the containers and transport the goods to a residence where she was subsequently arrested. A South African couple was also arrested in connection with the smuggling operation for using false identities to secure storage units. Hussen has been denied bail and is scheduled to return to court in August. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.